Okay, so we seem to be back now. Yeah, no, the problem actually was my internet, which abruptly decided that it was just going to not connect to anything.
It's connected to all the things over here, which is fine.
Well, okay, it decided it was not going to connect my stream computer to the outside world. Now, we may or may not have still been live when I, broke my thread. Okay. Not gonna have the hiccups on the air, I swear. Okay, or maybe I am. Wow, this is a great first stream back, isn't it, y'all? But anyway, so I broke my thread, which is a lot harder than it sounds, because this Spiraline,
I've never seen it.
it's a gel spun polyethylene. Like, I'm pulling on this as hard as I can. Good Lord, really?
We missed you.
Who else hates the hiccups? Raise your hand. Because I definitely do. I haven't, Lori. That's Diet Coke. I've always been prone to the hiccups. Apparently when I was a baby, according to my mother, I would get them 3 or 4 times a day. Nowadays, as an adult, I'm down to 3 or 4 times a month. And of course, one of those times just absolutely has to be while I'm streaming. So anyway, so I broke my thread, so I'm just gonna take a quick second off camera and I'm gonna get myself back to where I was when I broke my thread, and I'm gonna really, really hope that I stop hiccuping before I have to start teaching again. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell y'all as I just saw myself hiccup on the broadcast preview. It's just not attractive. Anyway, so let's talk about what's upcoming on the Beading Dream stream. So tonight, of course, is Wednesday, which means that it is a live merchandise sale night. We do have our Fabulous Findings trunk show in store now. So we will be doing some bronze clasps on tonight's sale, plus some random gemstone strands as well. And then on Saturday, we will be doing more of our Fabulous Findings, including these beautiful sterling silver and enamel beads, which are, excuse me, not cheap, but they are so freaking pretty. So enamel's going to be on Saturday night. Tonight's going to be bronze and bronze and more gemstone rando strandos. Tomorrow I will be here on this channel, twitch.tv/Beading Dream, with our Bright Idea necklace. That's going to be a fun little wire wrapped light bulb pendant that would also make a super fun pair of earrings. And then tomorrow night is Torch Thursday. Of course, we will be doing our fidget ring ×3. That is a repeat that we had quite a while ago. So we're going to be doing 3 little fidget spinner rings with beads on them. So that's Torch Thursday tomorrow. Friday is going to be Freeform Friday. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing on Freeform Friday, but I can guarantee you. Goodness gracious. It'll be freeform and fun. So I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do, but it's going to be a fun Freeform Friday, and then Saturday. God, really, y'all? What the heck is going on with my diaphragm? Saturday is gonna be another fun tutorial, followed by a live merchandise sale. Seriously, diaphragm, nobody likes you. So again, I broke my thread, so what I'm doing off camera right now is just kind of getting myself back to where I was when that thread broke, so that I can continue on with the project and hopefully finish it in a reasonable amount of time. The hiccups are not helping with this.
They rarely help with anything.
It's true. And by the way, I missed you guys. I'm super happy that Heather, kept the stream going while I was gone, but
Not the same.
I did miss y'all.
We all missed you.
So, I'm happy.
I am not the same as Allison.
Well, you're not, but that's good, because if we were the same, then I don't know, then we'd just have some kind of weird, like, shining situation going on.
We definitely need another math person.
Alright, so I have managed to once again complete my first quartet. So basically now I'm back to where I was at the beginning of the tutorial, so now I'm going to make my second quartet. Apparently I'm just going to keep hiccuping. Apparently it's not going to stop. Thank you, Corvus. So getting back from Chicago was a huge beatdown, because on Monday night, when I was flying back, they had massive storms here in Dallas, and so my flight that was supposed to depart at 8:30 p.m. from Chicago Midway did not leave until 11 p.m. Which means that we touched down in Dallas around 1:30. And then by the time, right? Seriously, Megan. And then by the time that everyone got their baggage and everything, because of course all the flights into Love Field were delayed because of the storms, and so everybody who was supposed to land at 11 was landing at 1:30 to 2 a.m. and the poor baggage people were just like beside themselves, making announcements like, okay, we know you're all waiting for your bags, but we had 8 planes land at the same time and we only have 4 carousels, so everyone please be patient, which was all fine and dandy. And I did get my baggage, and then unfortunately, since then it was 2 a.m., all the Ubers were on surge pricing because it's also when bars close. So I paid more than I had intended for an Uber to get here to the store, but I did manage to get to the store. I did manage to acquire my car, and I did manage to finally get home to my own bed and my cats at 3 a.m. So definitely could have had a better trip back, but I did make it here, which is the important part.
No toads were murdered on the way.
No toads were murdered on the way. It's not really toad season yet. It's still too early. Oh, hey, there was that stuff we needed to clean, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Wow, I'm hiccuping and yawning.
We don't have any cups to put it in except plastic.
That's fine. You know why? Because they're all on my dining room table.
Excellent.
So they'll come back tomorrow.
Except the ones that are in my car.
Well, except for those. But I bet you $20 there are more champagne glasses on my dining room table than there are in your car.
I guarantee you.
Toads are happily living their life. Thank you for another month. It's true. Cheers to the toads. Oh my god, I had to... Okay, I tried to save a lizard from Mamie this morning.
Not so much.
Well, it wouldn't be saved. It ran away under the sideboard. So, I mean, it's now existing in a dangerous environment. And...
Schrodinger's lizard.
Right? It is.
Being cleany.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, actually, no, I was talking to my aunt. Okay, so, all right, since I'm apparently a chatterbox tonight, so we're just going to continue going on. So I'm going to add 3 beads and then go up through here, through that bead, through the bead that's here, and then I reverse direction, add 3 more beads. But I was talking to my aunt because the reason I went up north was because my grandmother is unfortunately dealing with early onset dementia, and so you know, my family basically said if you want to spend time with the grandmother that you know, you really need to come soon. And so of course she's a human, so she interacts with everybody differently, and so I was talking to my aunt about my interaction with my grandmother, and I was like, you know, of course I don't have any idea how she is when she's alone, because, you know, it's like Schrodinger's grandmother. You know, the act of observing the phenomenon changes the phenomenon. And she just laughed. Because we are a nerdy family. We
Why
really
your family
are.
likes me.
Yes. Really are a nerdy family.
I have a good nerdy story to tell.
Yes, she does. Heather does have a good nerdy story to tell on the sales stream. Okay, so again, alright, I've got my 3 beads on, and I've passed through this 4th one, and I'm going to continue in that same direction of travel through my next 2 beads. Really hope my hiccups stop
Before the sale?
before the sale.
Oh, I also wanted to tell you, we didn't actually do those trays.
These?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Nothing stuff. No.
That was a hiccup where I also inhaled my own saliva.
And I told her not to.
So if anybody out there had any delusions about me being like suave in any way, I hope that at this point you have been disabused of said notions, because I am obviously the anti-suave, the anti...
Dear, if they're watching our stream and they aren't brand new,
They
They're not
already
here for
know
suave.
that I'm not suave. What?
They already
What?
know that this is not the stream for suavity.
What?
Or suavitude?
What?
Suaveness?
What?
Suavation?
Suavation. But at least I have good eyelashes. That's all I have to say. And also an awesome new sweater because my stepmother let me go through her donation pile and I yoinked this sweater, which is very comfortable and pretty. Let's see. So while I'm doing this, so I'm just continuing with this. Gosh, quite frustrating. So I'm just continuing with this pattern. So again, I was going this way, down through this one, so then it's through this one, and then add 3 more and go the other way. So again, with each circle, you're reversing your direction. So let's see. So I have spent a fair amount of time on planes in the past week. Also a fair amount of time hiding in bedrooms from relatives. So that means I've been watching a decent amount of television. So let's see. I finished Bridgerton, which I loved. I've been drinking soda Jan, unfortunately. Does not seem to be helping. But yes, I finished Bridgerton and I'm caught up on Outlander. All the episodes that have been released, they're only up to episode 5 as far as what's been released. And I started Grace and Frankie on Netflix, which is actually pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it's really cute.
And definitely an amazing cast. You know, Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Martin Sheen, and Sam Waterston. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, definitely a fun series, very poignant, and so I'm enjoying that. I think that may be my next binge, is all of Grace and Frankie. And did I read my book club book? Of course I didn't read my book club book. What are you talking about, this reading thing? I think there was something about the checking on multiple family members who are having cognitive difficulties that, like, it took all my mental energy. Like, I didn't want to read. I wanted to have the story told to me. I did not want to have to be a participant is the word I'm looking for, in that storytelling, just because it was taking all of my mental energy. My aunt, who's amazing and super sweet, when I told her my schedule for the visit, she was like, wow, you're just drinking from the fire hose of those with cognitive difficulties. I'm like, well, yeah, kinda, I am.
It's an awkward fire hose.
Well, okay, let's don't go too far down that road, since one of the relatives I was checking on is a male, but, like,
That's not quite where I was going.
Oh, really? But yeah, it was just, God, it's weird, y'all. It's weird growing up, and it's weird, like, having these responsibilities, and it's also weird, like, now that I'm an adult, you know, and not just, like, legally, but theoretically I'm, you know, actually capable of adulting, because, you know, apparently that's supposed to happen at some point in your 40s, but also just, you know, finally
Better hurry up in my case.
being privy to the actual family dynamics, rather than the family dynamics where everyone puts on a show for the kids, you know, to make the kids think everything's all right. I was, you know, I was the only grandchild for quite a while, and so there was a lot of, I think, playing of roles. And now that I'm older, I'm finally realizing that, and that's weird. It's freaking weird, y'all. Like, to discover that your cookie baking sweet grandmother is actually a narcissist who emotionally abused her own daughters, and it's just freaking weird. Like, growing up is such a surreal thing. And I realize that there are plenty of you out there who are listening to me who are way more grown than me. So, you know, kudos to you, because yeah, of all ages, because it does happen. But, like, seriously, it's just, it's so weird. Anyway, not that anybody really needed to know that much about my family, but I promise I am beading while I'm talking, so this is what I've got so far. So what we're going for here is a solid 7 inches or so of right angle weave. So you can see I've got all of my triads, and since I have different colors of beads, you can see where the shared bead is in each, not triads, quartets. You can see where the shared bead is in each quartet. So what you get as far as visuals go is you know, you almost get like a chevron look, right? Growing is weird. Right? Seriously. Refund me back those years, please, and like let me go back to the blissful ignorance of.
I never wanted to leave it.
Well,
I just want to go on the record.
Okay, I never necessarily wanted to leave the blissful ignorance, but I did want to get away from my mother.
That's fair. I also wanted to get away from
So I fled. I fled with my ass on fire as quickly as I possibly could to get away from that. But, you know, then I'm freaking stuck with adulting, and what the hell is up with that? Again, okay, I only stuck you with my mother because I got stuck in poor Heather. So this morning I got stuck in traffic because there was a wreck on Northwest Highway by North Buckner, and I, of course, since I did my beautiful eyelashes this morning, was cutting it down to the like razor thin minute of if there had been no traffic, I would have been fine and I would have gotten here completely on time to meet my mother. But of course there was some dumbass managed to hit some other dumbass, and then I was, you know, 10 minutes late. And so Heather got to the church before me, and my mother was waiting there, and so she literally followed Megan, which is funny that you said that. So yeah, she decided to walk in with Heather, and I was like 2 minutes behind them, not even. Like, I literally, when I parked and got out of my car, I saw them in the distance walking together, but I could not walk fast enough to catch up with them. So by the time I got into Beading Dreams, my mother was in full on judgy mode. Poor Heather. Like, she was just standing here like dictating what needed to be done and this and that and the third, and poor Heather looked like a deer in the headlights. I felt so bad.
It was not your fault.
It was my fault because I was late.
Well, I could have just stayed parked where I was at the bank. Then I would have been safe.
Oh, there's no safe. But anyway, so yes, I did unfortunately throw my mother at Heather unintentionally this morning, and that is completely fucked up, Okay, so I think I have my full bracelet length of this right angle weave. So again, once I have, what I have here is I've got all of my quartets. So again, just going back to the beginning. So it's like I went one way, and then I added beads and went the other way, and then added beads and went the other way, added beads and went the other way. And so again, you're just making circles, but you're reversing every circle. You're adding beads and reversing your directionality. So yeah, I did hear her out front. Ugh. Yeah, today was rough. Okay, so I've made my entire bracelet length of my right angle weave. So the last thing that I need to do is put on the other side of my clasp. So I'm going to find my needle, and I'm going to find one more bead. Well, and then when she was like, at the beginning of the day, I was like, I made potato salad. I'm going to put it by your sandwich. And she's like, I didn't bring a sandwich. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, whatever. And then before she just started sighing at, you know, the sound of the universe, she was like, oh, my blood sugar's dropping. I'm like, well,
There's potato salad.
There's potato salad, but like, why did you were gonna be here for like, you knew you were gonna be here for 5 or 6 hours. Why didn't you bring a snack?
Yeah, we should give her good gummies.
Yeah.
Offer her one, and if she asks for another one, be like, no, you're good.
Yeah. I should.
No, one gummy per person.
Right? Yeah, no. I should bake cookies or brownies or something. Yes, the laced gummies. That's totally what Corvus is talking about. That's totally not... She doesn't eat gummies. Oh. Yeah, by the way, not engaged. That was a donation from a customer, and that's the only finger it's on. She doesn't eat gummy candy though, so I would actually have to get some weed and make like cookies or brownies or something like that, and she would eat those. Unfortunately, weed's not legal here in Texas, so I would never do
so
that.
If it ever happens, it is not happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Unless that resolution passes, or that bill passes the Senate.
Which bill?
Decriminalizing marijuana federally.
Oh, well, yay for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got one bead on, and then I've got the other part of my clasp, which is a split ring. And then I'm going to go down through this bead, like so. Pull everything. And then go through that. Like so. And that's literally like actually the completion of your bracelet. But obviously you can see that this isn't super sturdy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go round and round this little circle a couple of times in order to make everything secure. I know, right, Corvus? Like, let's legislate against trans children receiving medication. Let's legislate against abortion. Let's legislate what teachers can teach in schools. But God forbid someone should have a weed brownie. Because, you know, then they just might keel over dead because of the marijuanas and the, you know, the debauchery and all of that. Yeah, it really makes no goddamn sense. Like, none. No goddamn... Yeah, and then again, let's make guns super accessible so that everybody can open carry whatever guns they want to.
I mean, who needs licenses for anything anymore?
Yeah.
You know, constitutional carry.
Like, you know, who needs classes to learn how to use the firearms? I mean, can't you just learn that from YouTube?
Along with how to build a firearm?
Yeah, like, it's...
An untraceable firearm?
Yay. Thanks, Lori. We'll see you in a few. Also, I'm waxing... I'm not going to say rhapsodic. What's the angry version of rhapsodic, Heather?
I would say you're holding forth.
There we go. I'm holding forth about the fact that, yes, so many of the laws that Texas has passed are completely batshit crazy. Okay, so...
we can, for now, still say gay.
Oh, God. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it as quickly as possible, is I'm literally going to just retrace my steps through this whole thing to reinforce it a bit until I get back to my beginning string, and then I'm going to tie this off. Oh, Lord. Yeah, so much craziness. Like, and if anybody out there is under any delusion that this is not a liberal, pro-feminist, pro-trans, pro-gay stream, like, guess what? It is. So if that's a problem, like, hasta luego. But
we don't need you here.
Seriously, it's just nutballs. And my aunt, who is super intelligent, has an MBA from Wharton, made a couple of keen observations when I was in Wisconsin. Number one, that the Republicans, who for so long stood upon the leg of being the party of small government, and yet now they are wanting to legislate all of your most personal decisions.
And thoughts. And speech.
Like, so they want to have their finger in every pie. And how is that small government? Also, it is interesting. My aunt actually used to be a super well-paid consultant for hospitals in the 80s. And working with hospitals to maximize their profitability. And hearing her talk about it now, she will say up front, she's like, I have so much guilt about how, like, what I used to do. And I'm seeing the repercussions of it now, like, over and over again, and I have so much guilt. She is so pro universal health care and all of those social programs, which I find interesting because she knows like she built the dirty underbelly of the healthcare industry, and she's not a bad person. I mean, she's an amazing person. She's incredibly kind and intelligent and compassionate. It's just, you know, at that time, that's what they were doing, and that's what she was paid to do. This is my aunt. This is the elder of my two aunts. I've got two aunts who are both younger sisters to my father. My aunt, who lives in Wisconsin, is the elder of the two. So she's about 8 or 9 years older than my younger aunt, who lives in Arizona. But it's interesting that now she is so pro. She's like, this system is broken, and you know why I know it's broken? Because I helped break it. So she is so pro universal health care and, like, social programs and all of that. It's really interesting to get the perspective of the person who who contributed to the messed upness of the system, to actually hear her say, no, this is wrong. Like, I know why this is working this way, and this is wrong. And, you know, and I mean, honestly, if she hadn't done it in the 80s, somebody else would have. Like, there were plenty of talented, intelligent MBAs in the 80s out there just, you know, doing their thing. But yeah, it's still, it's interesting to see that perspective. So again, I've been holding forth, and now I need to finish this project so that we can get to the sale. So what I've done is I've gone all the way back through, and I've got to the point, come on, I touched the button, thank you. I've gotten to the point where my needle thread, which is this one in my right hand, is right next to my beginning tail, which is this one in my left hand, and I'm going to go ahead and tie those together. I'm going to do a surgeon's knot. You okay over there?
I'm good, I'm good.
Okay.
Heavier than I expected it was to be, and I'm not sure why that was the case.
Alright, there we go. And then if I had hypo cement handy, I would put a hypo cement drop right on that knot and then trim those off. Corvus says no dyeing.
That's the plan.
Okay.
I made it safely over here.
Alright, so that is our right angle weave bracelet. And you will notice after we went back through everything, it's much more stable. And it's really a cool way to make kind of a wider, more interestingly patterned bracelet. And the cool thing about the right angle weave with the 8mm or 6mm beads is it takes a fraction of the time that it does with seed beads. So there's our right angle weave bracelet. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us on the Beading Dreams stream this Wednesday evening. So I'm Allison, and I'm from Beading Dreams in Dallas, Texas. We are an actual brick and mortar retail bead store, and you know what? We sell beads. We are actually going to be selling beads on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream, in probably just about 20-30 minutes. It's not going to start at 7:30, it's probably going to start at 7:45, but we do have a live merchandise sale for you tonight. Heather's pulled a fun assortment of bronze clasps, plus I've got some trays of random gemstone strands for you all tonight. So we'll see you all back on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream, in 30 minutes for the sale. If you're not going to join us for the sale, don't forget we will be back on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream. Later's Corvus, tomorrow at noon with our Bright Idea pendant. So everyone who's going to attend the sale, don't forget to grab yourself a cocktail, grab some hydration, maybe a snack, get comfy, get cozy, get ready for some retail therapy in the comfort of your living room, office, or wherever you're watching the Beading Dreams sale. And of course, if you're not going to watch the sale, thanks so much for hanging out with us during the tutorial, and hopefully we'll see you on another sale, tutorial, or stream real soon. So I'll see you all back on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream, in just about 20-30 minutes for the sale. Bye, y'all!
Baby, I call in the dead of night, but you don't need me like I need you. Pray that I will be alone. Baby, I call in the dead of night, but you don't need me like I need you. Pray that I will be alone. Laying on the bed, waiting for your text. Babe, there's nothing left. Faded, I'm alright. Afraid what's coming next. Wish we never met. Laying us to rest, but baby, I beg you. Too soon with a drunk call in the middle.